Hello, everyone. Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So Helena, I have actually just promoted you to panelist as well. Oh, there she is. Oh, she went, and then she came back. Aha. Amazing. It's so good to have you both here. So we are bang on time, which is amazing. What's going on here?
Oh, sorry, that's me.
Oh, okay, fine. I was like, I thought it had stopped recording. I was like, we need this to be recorded. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're really excited to hear all about D&AD. So we've had a very successful day. We had 1,000 people watching this morning. We have 25,000 young people who are waiting to have access to this recording. So guys, this is going to be changing a lot of lives out there. So, okay, do you guys, I think you have a presentation, don't you?
Yes, so I've just requested to share. Hopefully that's working.
There
There
we
we
go.
go. Lovely.
Well, in that case, guys, I'll let you take it away. You let me know if you want me to dip back in and ask any questions, but otherwise, it's all yours.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And hello, everyone who's watching now and then watching the future. To introduce myself, my name is Marie. I am a Senior Foundation Manager at D&AD, and we are an organisation that's all about kind of inspiring the next generation of creatives. And I'll talk a bit more about who we are and what we do in a minute, but I'll just hand over to Helena to introduce herself as well.
Hello, everybody, and greetings from Scotland. We've got a bit of snow, so we're very excited. Delighted and very honoured to be here and saying thank you for giving us a little bit of space. And we're going to, as Marie said, take you on a bit of a journey. It'll be a bit like the Chucka brothers, to me, to you. She's going to share some slides, and then I'm going to tell a story. So back to you, my very beautiful Chucka brother. On you go.
I hope people actually remember that reference. I'm hoping that I hope
I
everyone remembers
do.
the Chocolate Brothers.
I remember. I love that reference. That made
I
me
miss
laugh.
the Chocolate Brothers, man. Um, so just to introduce you to a little bit more about who D&AD are and what we do as an organisation. So we are all about kind of celebrating the life of a creative across their creative career, across their creative career journey. And we work, as you can see on this slide, we work with everyone aged from 11 all the way through to people who are at the very top of their careers. People who are at the very pinnacle of their career, whether they're like ECDs, like the heads of businesses, and we're all about helping talent to make the most of the talent that they have. We're actually a charity that works specifically in the education space. And yeah, we work with people across the whole career, but the main space that we work in is this space right here on the left, which is people who are yet to break in to their creative careers. And anyone who's got the kind of talent and drive to work in the commercial creative industries, which I'll talk about what they are in a minute, kind of try and succeed through us, through a variety of the programs that we run. And one of the big ways that we do that is by partnering with the brilliant Daydream Believers, who Helena works as part of, and is kind of the head of all of the amazing stuff that Daydream Believers do. And she'll talk to you a bit more about what Daydream Believers are and all the amazing things that they do shortly. But together we work to kind of support and celebrate creativity across education, and specifically for people who are currently in school or kind of school age, who are looking to kind of maybe forge a career for themselves within creativity. And I heard India mention this idea of like being a creative. People think you can't make money, but actually there's loads of ways you can make money in the creative industries. And that's the great thing, because creativity is a business. If I say creative, your mind might automatically go to being an artist, an actor. There's actually a lot more to creativity, and I'm sure that's what you've been finding out today across all of the different speakers. There's a lot more to creativity than what you might expect. And the business of creativity is a huge industry that gives you a lot of opportunity to forge a great career path for yourself. And as India just mentioned, potentially get yourself quite a lot of money when you're at the top as well. So it's a great way if you think that you're a creative individual and you want to discover a job career path for yourself. Creativity is a great way to do it. Even if you don't consider yourself a natural creative, being creative is a really important part of any job you will ever do. It's really an often overlooked core business skill. So this is something that the World Economic Forum ran a report on to identify. And they said that by 2025, no matter what job you are doing, creative thinking and skill sets, from things like problem solving through to just outright creativity and originality, will be a core component of what businesses need their employees to have. So whether you're an accountant, whether you are an actual creative, whether you are working in a shop, it doesn't matter what job you're doing, there is a core element of creative thinking and creative knowledge required. But the space that we specifically work in is this thing that I keep calling commercial creativity. So D&AD works in this commercial creativity space, and that refers to things and disciplines that you might not necessarily have thought of as a creative career before. So think about every TV advert that you might see, the pieces of packaging that you might pick up in a supermarket or when you're out and about in Boots or anything like that, billboards that you see kind of on the side of the road, the adverts on the side of a bus. Someone somewhere has designed or imagined that idea that you're seeing. And broadly speaking, we kind of refer to this as the design and advertising sector, and that's the sector that D&AD very much focuses on. We're very much about that design and advertising sector. And it's a huge and exciting industry to be part of, with a huge number of different roles available. There's loads of different roles you can do within that industry, no matter what your interest is. So it could be something like writing. So if you really enjoy writing, there's jobs called copywriters. Their job is to write. It could be that you're really interested in animation. There's loads of people who work in animation within that sector. Graphic design as well, so the people who are developing logos, the packaging itself. There's even jobs that maybe feel slightly less creative, but still a part of that creative sector. So if you're really good at speaking to people, you could be an account manager, which means you basically look after all of the clients that the commercial industries kind of have to look after. So whether Heinz is your client, you might have to work directly with them. There's loads of different roles available to you. And another thing to highlight as well is just this kind of monetary element, because I think a lot of people think, again, I'm going to keep referring back to India because I got to hear that lovely last bit of that talk, but people assume to make money, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer. But actually, as you'll see here, the value of creative industries UK is 101.5 billion. So it's grown at nearly twice the rate of the economy since 2010. So it's a massive, massive industry for you to be part of. So in 2019, the estimated ad spend was about 24.6 billion. And employment in UK advertising and marketing has grown by about 31% between 2011 and 2018. And those numbers kind of keep growing as the years go forwards as well. And as you see here, so the creative industries employ over 2 million people in the UK. So that's a big portion of the UK where there's lots of exciting jobs available. And this is an example of one of those agencies that work in this creative agency space. They are Acrylicize. They are an agency that works directly with Daydream Believers. And as you'll see here, they consider themselves a multidisciplinary studio made up of artists, designers, creatives, and craftsmen. So they encompass a whole huge collective embodiment of these different skill sets. They are a bunch of designers, makers, illustrators, artists. They do operations, so that's kind of like facilities and thinking about project management and timelines and things like that. They're musicians, they do sales, they do marketing. But the most important thing to remember for Acrylicize and the wider creative industries is that they are storytellers. They've honed the skill of being able to not only think of an idea, but also be able to share it in a way that others can understand. So now I'm going to hand you over to Helena to talk a bit more about how this creative process of storytelling works, and also about the programme that we're running together, which we're here to talk to you about today.
Okay, thanks, Marie. So everybody out there, I hope you're still with us and still thinking about, well, what is, that question, what is the design industry to me? And what we've got today for every single one of you is a digital swag bag. And that swag bag is something that you'll be able to download and use. Very much with all of our lessons and with all of our experience, we get people to think back to the very early stages of you being creative, because we're all creative. And we're born as part of our DNA. So we talk about, starting with a pencil. And on the next slide, you'll see how that pencil's involved in problem solving. So you may have done this as you were a kid. You took a pencil for a walk and you drew a sketch, or you drew something. But this just summarizes up what it feels like, I think, working in the creative industries. That wonderful moment when you get a challenge and then you have a bit of mess and you're not sure where it's going, but then you get get to that beautiful point where you create a solution. So on the next slide, you'll see how we have taken that idea and how this fits within what you're going to find out as in terms of your takeaway. So we believe and know that creative problem solving is a journey. And what we've done with our brilliant partnership with D&AD is supported an experience, a challenge that takes you through all of these different stages. So on the next slide, what I'm going to show you is how that might look. So Marie mentioned Acrylicize in London, and we worked with them to create a challenge that you can download for free on our website, daydreambelievers.co.uk. And this was about well-being. And that's a really important thing to kind of note, because being creative, taking care of that creative part of you is a really great way to support your own well-being. So what Acrylicize did here in the next slide that you'll see, they supported our young people to take their pencils for a walk, to think of ideas, to get used to this idea that in that messy process, there's no right or wrong idea. Just get used to putting your ideas down onto paper. And you'll see here on the next slide that could be just as you saw before with words. It could be here in a mood board where you get a magazine, you cut out ideas. This is one of the pupils' visuals for what they wanted a well-being space in their school to look like. Some of the images that supported them to tell a story, to communicate, to make people care. And then on the next slide, what you see is what happened with that. So basically, Acrylicize then offered opportunities for our young people in the different schools to upload the work. So the reason we're showing you this is, you know, look at how sketchy some of these ideas are. Look at how beautiful they're formulated. And then what the amazing Acrylicize did is they give feedback to our young people on their ideas. So it wasn't just about a one-off experience. And that's the beautiful partnership that we're talking about here with D&AD, a huge commitment to support you as the next generation. So how do you take your first steps into the design industry? Come with us as we show you this part of the journey that Marie highlighted. In particular, a very, very exciting new step for D&AD, where they have launched their New Gen Awards for both seniors and juniors. So if you are 11 to 14 and 15 to 18, you can enter this competition. And this year, the award was sponsored by Adidas, who give us a huge wealth of stuff to draw on. So you'll see in the next slide that basically this draws upon you and your creative bravery. And as Marie mentioned, you know, one of the call outs India did in the last call was to not be scared. You know, what was your piece of advice? Don't be scared. So we're calling today on every single one of your creative bravery skills. And you'll see on the next slide here what that is about. So basically, partnership with D&AD, you can go onto our website, and this is the challenge that you have. And not only have you got the challenge and the brief, but you have about 8 to 10 50-minute lessons that will support you to actually take on this challenge. So that's that big commitment. It's not just about saying, you know, we think you should do this. This is fun. This is amazing. Look at how happy we are. It's actually saying you can do this. Here's your digital swag bag, get a move on, have a go with this. So on the next slide, what you see here are some of the very early ideas that schools have shared with us that are working on this. And I just love this, you know, a new game where you swim and you have a, you know, a gun and you've got to shoot a target, you climb a tree. And then on the next one, it's about swimming, trying to keep a piece of paper dry. So again, it doesn't matter what you spell it like. It's just about getting those ideas down on paper. Particularly being Irish, I quite like this. Irish dancey, keepy uppy. I mean, who thought? That's what we're looking for, as interesting and as open as this. And you'll see then just on the next slide there, what do you win? So what we're committing you to is this amazing, and it's all coming together, amazing VIP experience, not just for you as pupils, but teachers, if you're out there and thinking, oh, what's in this for me? There's a lot. So we really, really want you to do it. It's quite simple. Go on our website. You'll find all the information there under the New Gen Awards. You can see here how you just download the teaching resource, you upload the lesson, and then you keep your fingers crossed that you are part of that experience. And then just finally there on the last slide, I think from Marie and I, this is fundamentally based on our experience, based on the people that we meet, is for you to believe that in your own bravery, and to believe that you've got this. If you've got a pencil and you've got a piece of paper, you have an amazing imagination. So you've got until the 30th of March. It's not a lot of time, but we believe that you could be creatively brave. Take this on, show Adidas what a new way to play is, and really just let this fly, because we believe that you are the next generation and we want to do everything we can to support you. So thank you, Marie. Brilliant slides, Chuckle Brother there. And thanks, Sam, for the invite.
I am loving this energy. Absolutely amazing. Honestly, what a great tangible thing for the schools to be able to go and do now and get involved in. Well, this obviously the majority of people will be watching this on demand afterwards. We're going to be releasing this video at the weekend, so everyone from next week will be absolutely, I imagine you'll be, you know, batting off those entrants. So amazing work. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming. It's time for our next speaker. Fantastic work, and we're looking forward to having you back, hopefully at another event in the future.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Sam. Take care. Bye, everybody.
You.
Bye.